Glam Girls, welcome back to my channel. It's Chelsea, where we talk about all things glam and all things girly. Oh my goodness, a long time no see. Happy New Year. This is the first video of 2023 and I'm just so glad to be back. I indirectly went a little MIA toward the end of December, but you know what? I needed the rest and the relaxation. Got a little sick, but we're good to go. So I didn't get a chance to do my declutter series that I typically do in December. So I definitely wanted to continue that in the new year. I mean, it's a fresh start. So let's get rid of some old things and hone in on what we're using. So I do plan on finishing up my declutters and getting on with the content. So today we are decluttering my foundations, and you guys, I'm actually gonna do a declutter. Because if you have watched any of my declutters before, I do a very good job of saying I'm gonna get rid of stuff, and I keep 80% of the stuff that I have. But today I'm decluttering over half of my foundations. Guys, I had 123 foundations and I got it down to 43. So stay tuned to see how I declutter these foundations, and I'll show you the ones that I'm going to keep and explain to you why I'm keeping those. And then I'll share with you quickly the ones that I'm getting rid of. And that's it. So before we get into that, I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me today. If you are new, I'd love for you to click that button, join the Glam Girl Squad, because we'd love to have you. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for deciding to come back and support my channel. I truly do appreciate you and your support any way that you provide to my channel. It really does mean a lot to me. So let's get right into this video. So here is my foundation collection. I actually have a few already on the floor, but I really have to do better, and I'm going to do better this year, guys. We're going to do better. So I'm going to do my declutters a little differently. If you've ever seen my declutters before, I usually go through every one of whatever category I'm talking about, and I'll let you guys know if I'm going to keep it or, declutter it. This year, I'm going to just show you them all, but I'm only going to share with you the ones I'm going to keep and why. I'm thinking that'll help the video to be shorter, but then you guys will actually get to hear more about the foundations I love versus me going through every one of them. So I hope you guys like this style of video. And if you don't like this style of video and you prefer my traditional style where I go through every product in that category, then let me know so that I can do that for my future declutters. But if you do like this style of video, let me know as well. And that way, when I declutter the rest of my makeup, then I can go ahead and do that, because just as a quick glance, we have a lot that we need to get rid of, a lot. And I really, really want to just hone in on the products that I'm loving and using. And even if I like it, if I'm not using it, get it out of here. Okay, here we go. So here are all of my foundations that I own. You guys, this is insane. Wow. This is what I got it down to. First off, let me just tell you, I had 123 foundations. Who, what, when, where, and how, I don't know. But geez Louise. So I got it down to technically 41 foundations, because this right here is a foundation deepener. So this is not a foundation that I would actually wear by itself. So technically I got it down to 41 foundations, but there are 42 products laying out here, which I really wanted it to be 20 or less, but there's a reason to it, and once I get into the explanation, it'll make sense. Let me show you what I'm getting rid of, and then there's a couple of products that I am kind of on the fence about that by the time I finish this video, I'll make up my mind if I want to keep them. But here are all of the foundations that I'm getting rid of. And like I mentioned before, some of these foundations I really like, and I enjoy, for instance, the Basma Stick Foundation. I really enjoy it, and this was one that I was debating if I want to keep it, because I'm not gonna lie, when products tend to go viral, I like to keep them because people like them, and viral products can be used for future content, but when I took a step back and was like, do you really use this all the time? I really don't. I don't reach for it. So it's not that I don't like it, I just don't reach for it. So my justification is for any foundation over here that I still like, but I am decluttering it. If I miss it enough to where I want to purchase it again, then I'll just have to purchase it again. But none of these foundations that you see here, I have worn within the last 6 months, easy, like easy. And some of these I have not worn in well over a year. Some of them I haven't worn in 2 years. So I kind of feel like they're just sitting there and, you know, taking up space that they don't need to take up. The products that I'm actually kind of still stuck on is the Patrick Ta. This is the, what's the formal name? It's the Cream Foundation and Finishing Powder Duo. This is the shade 10-1. This foundation is just a little too deep for my complexion, but honestly, nothing that I can't work with. And it's a really nice, natural, somewhat satin finish on the skin, medium coverage. It's pretty, and I think I want to keep it, but I'm not sure. I love Tom Ford foundations. Like, shade match, they are some of the best shade matches of foundations for me. And the Shade and Illuminate foundation was a favorite of mine. I think it was 2020, and I think 2021 it was in my favorites video. I love the soft matte foundation, but these are two foundations I haven't worn in like 2 years, I want to say. So I want to keep them because, number one, this one cost $150, and I just feel like, do I want to part with it? This formula is really beautiful. Both formulas are beautiful. So I'm debating if I want to keep them. But I'm like, if I keep them, I need to wear them. And then the last one is the Forever Skin Glow foundation. This is another one that I haven't worn in like a year. But I feel like I need to keep it because it is a good foundation. So I'm not sure. I wear the shade 4WP and the Dior Shade and Illuminate. This one is 8.7, and then the soft matte is 7.7. Yes. So for Tom Ford foundations, I either do 8.7 or 7.7. Both shades match. It just depends on, you know, if it's summer shade or winter shade. But those are the 4 that I'm debating on. And then there are 2, these 2 I actually have never worn, so I am going to donate them to a charity. W7 is too warm for my complexion, and then this is the Chantecaille Future Skin Foundation in the shade Wheat, which is a little too light. Okay, let's get into the ones that I am keeping, and let me explain to you why. So first, starting off with the Glamazon foundation stick. This is a really beautiful foundation. I wear the shade Sunkissed Tan, and it's full coverage, has a really beautiful satin finish, and it just looks stunning on the skin. It's literally the best selling product that they have, and I really like the finish of this foundation on my skin. Then we have the Fenty Beauty Ease Drop foundation. I wear the shade 13. This shade is a little light for me, but I just love the natural finish, like natural, a little matte finish that it leaves on the skin. It's great for the summertime when I just want kind of like that effortless, refined look to the skin, and I love it. It's definitely like a summer staple for me. The Omega Skin Tint is just beautiful. Shade Medium 1, amazing for people who like skin tints and they want a nice dewy finish, but it's one of those skin tints that really last on the skin, and it fades away really nicely too. So this is a really beautiful one. Okay, I did not talk about this last year, but I loved this Hourglass skin tint. I wore it all through the summer of 2023, and it's beautiful. I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't talk about it nearly as much as I wore it, but I mean, I traveled with this last summer, and it's really beautiful. So I know some people felt like it was a little thick, and the formulation is kind of thick. But I honestly just blend this with my hands, and I like that application way better than with a brush or a sponge. And what shade do I wear? Shade 12. Did I tell you Amigale? Yeah, I told you that shade too. Okay, this is an amazing drugstore skin tint, but honestly, it's got coverage like a nice light medium foundation. So this is the Lip Bar Just a Tint skin tint. This is the Lip Bar Just a Tint skin tint. I wear the shade Caramel Delight. You want to talk about perfected skin in a bottle, honey? This is beautiful. Like, I don't even wear it as much as I probably should, but it's just stunning. And like, your skin looks so much more flawless. Like, it does not look like you're wearing a skin tint because it gives you more coverage than a traditional skin tint, but it still looks like skin on the skin. It's beautiful. You can pick this one up at Target. Target and Walmart, definitely recommend this. And then Bobbi Brown, this is the Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation. I wear the shade W074 Golden, which is kind of ironic because it doesn't look as golden on the skin as I thought it would. This is just a beautiful, everyday, natural finish type of foundation. It has medium, like solid medium coverage. And it's just like one of those like standard everyday foundations. I would recommend this like for everyday for sure. We have the LYS Beauty. This is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I wear the shade TN6. I mean, beautiful foundation. Another great one for everyday wear. This has a lighter coverage, so I would say this gives you like light to light medium coverage. It's just an easy, like effortless type of foundation on the skin. And the finish is more satin natural. So it's not too dewy, but it's definitely probably gonna give you a little bit of a glow to the skin, but nothing that is like sticky or uncomfortable if you had oily skin too. Okay, this is one that I picked up last summer and I've only worn it a couple of times. I do want to wear this more, but the couple of times that I did wear, I liked it. So this is the Summer Fridays Sheer Skin Tint, and this is in the shade 5. Yes. And I like it. I definitely need to wear this more to give you a fuller, like to give you more opinions on it. But the couple of times that I wore it, I really did like it. I applied it with my hands and I do like that application better. So yeah, it's a good one so far. Talk about one of my favorites, the Chanel Ultra Le Tint All Day Comfort Flawless Finish Foundation. I wear the shade BD71. This is more of a matte foundation, but when I say it looks flawless on the skin, like flawless, full coverage. This foundation, because I have more normal skin, I just make sure to put a hydrating primer on. But when I say this lasts like all day, let me tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of, where are you? Okay. It reminds me of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. So you know how Double Wear is like literally not going anywhere. To me, the Chanel Ultra Le Tint is giving me like all day coverage, all day wear, locked and loaded flawless look on the skin, but it's not nearly as drying as the Double Wear. The Double Wear foundation is just so matte, and this one is matte too. Like, I'm not saying it's not, but it's more of a comfortable matte than the Double Wear. So definitely love this one. I typically only wear this foundation when I'm going for like full glam looks because it does pack on the coverage. Like, it's kind of hard to not get the makeup look with this foundation just because the coverage is there, but it's beautiful when you want that type of coverage. Okay, Gucci. This is a beautiful one. I really enjoy this one, and I wear the shade 310N. And yeah, I mean, I don't have much to say about it. This has more of a, I think this has more of a natural to slightly matte finish, and I really like this one, so definitely keeping it. Okay, one of my most favorite foundations ever, Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. This is in the shade 8.7. I heard that they're discontinuing this formulation, which makes me so sad. I saw it 50% off at Sephora. I absolutely love this foundation stick. It is my go-to for the summer. And I'm gonna wear this until the formulation gets bad because it's so beautiful. Doesn't have the most longevity of wear on the skin, but I love it because it has more of a dewy finish and it just makes my skin like glow and look healthy and all the things. So it's just one of my favorites. It's beautiful. Okay, Armani Luminous Silk Foundation, shade 8.75. I mean, definitely one of like top 5 foundations of all time. So beautiful, flawless on the skin, effortless on the skin. It's stunning. You can wear it every day. You can wear it when you want full glam. It's just a cult favorite for a reason. Absolutely keeping it. Sephora Best Skin Ever Foundation definitely is a surefire foundation that I don't think a lot of people talk about. I wear shade 33.5Y. I mean, and the name says it all. You put this foundation on, your skin looks so beautiful and healthy. And it's long wearing. It has more of like a natural satin finish on the skin. So not too dewy, not too matte, but it's definitely going to give you like a healthy glow to the skin, and I highly recommend this one. And it's like $20. So, you know, for Sephora foundations, quite affordable. All right, here's one. I did a video earlier this year of makeup products that I shouldn't have bought. I don't think I included this in that video because I think I forgot about it because it was sitting in the back of my foundation storage area. But this Sublime Chanel foundation, I should not have bought it. It's expensive. And it's beautiful. I'm keeping it because I do enjoy it, but I'm like, I really shouldn't have bought it. I wear the shade 70 Beige. It's honestly really beautiful. I bought it this past summer. This is another foundation that I wore pretty often in the summer, and it's beautiful. It's just not necessary at all. But would I recommend it? Absolutely. It's this gives me like gives you a little bit more coverage than a skin tint. So it's not giving you the most coverage, but it definitely looks like really beautiful and healthy on the skin. So it's gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie. It's just wasn't a need at all. Danessa Myricks, we have the Yummy Skin Serum Foundation. I really enjoy this one when I want my skin to look just juicy and glowy and healthy. I have the shade, what shade is this? 14W. Yes? Yep. Okay. Because when I bought this foundation, when I bought this foundation, I bought the shade 12W, but you can take out, you can use this and, what am I trying to say? This is refillable. Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. It's refillable. So, oh, dang it, some came out. But you can change the shade out so that you don't have to purchase a whole new foundation. And it's the refillables are a little more cheap than the, full foundation. So this shade is actually 14W. It matches me better. So I'm decluttering shade 12W, and I bought the shade 13N, and 13N wasn't a good match. So I'm decluttering those 2 shades, keeping this one, but really enjoy it. Then we have the MAC Studio Fix Face and Body Foundation. The shade that I have is N5. OMG, this was probably like my skin tint, one of my skin tints of the summer, because I had the Hourglass one, this one, and then the Yummy Skin Serum tint. Oh my gosh, I'm so late because this is not a new product at all, but I bought it for the first time this summer, and I was like, I get it. I get the hype. Love, 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 love this one. And then the Face Atelier, what's the formal name? Ultra Foundation Pro. This is beautiful. So I bought shades 7 and 8, trying to get my right shade, and shade 7 I'm decluttering. Shade 8 is still a little too light, so I bought this foundation deepening mix. What do you call this? I wish I could get the name. I'm just at a loss for words right now. But anywho, this is a beautiful foundation. I want to wear this one more, and that's why I was like, I need to get rid of some of these foundations so I can see the ones that I want to wear. But this is really beautiful. I found out about this foundation because Lisa J, she loves this. She said this is the best foundation on the market ever, and she loves to use this on her brides. And so when I got it, I was like, yes, this is definitely like that effortless looking skin that you would want on your wedding day, or you would want just for any special occasion when you don't want to look overly made up, but you definitely want to look your best self. Gives me the mind of our Armani Luminous Silk, like just that effortless, flawless look to the skin. So this is a really pretty one for sure. Then we have Lisa Eldridge. Her Seamless Skin Foundation. I wear shade 23. Stunning. It just looks effortless on the skin. A lot of these foundations look really beautiful and effortless on the skin, which is why I'm keeping them. And this one has more of a natural finish to the skin. Natural, slightly matte finish to the skin. And it's really, really beautiful. The Glossier foundation, I really enjoy this one. I have the shade Medium Tan 3, and I have worn this a good amount of times in the short amount of time that I have it. When I say short amount of time, I think Glossier sent me this in either late October, November. It was October because I traveled with this, and I really enjoy this one. So for sure, I'm keeping it. This is the Dior Face and Body. This is the reformulated version, and I wear shade 4N. Could not live without this past summer going into the fall. This is beautiful. And I have the older formulation as well. I am decluttering it. Where are you at? Okay, yeah. So here's the older formulation that I'm decluttering. I like this reformulated version so much better than the older formulation. I felt like the older formulation was like too dry. I just didn't, it almost felt a little heavy on the skin. This newer formulation is perfection. Like natural finish, easy wear. When I say easy wear, like it's easy to just slap on and go. Lasts a very long time on the skin. I mean, I wore it when we went to Jamaica, held up under the heat. Beautiful, beautiful. We've got the Guerlain Terracotta Foundation, shade 4N, absolutely one of my favorite foundations of the year in 2023. It's just, this is another great like everyday foundation that looks effortless on the skin, not complicated, but you know, is doing everything you want it to do. So keeping that, probably my most favorite foundation of all of these. It's between this and the Armani Luminous Silk. Pat McGrath Sublime Perfection Foundation. Shade M7, yeah, M17, medium 17. I just can't even, I really can't. This has been a favorite foundation of mine since, when did this come out? This came out in 2017? No, 2019, I want to say. I think 2019 or 18. Can't get enough of it. I just cannot. It's been a favorite almost since it came out. Chanel Ultra Le Tint Foundation. I wear shade BD91. This is so blurring on the skin. Hence the name Blurring Smooth Effect Foundation. Velvet Matte Finish. Definitely is a matte finish, but it just looks oh so good. I like this formula because it's not going to be full coverage. So I would wear this like more so every day, especially if I wanted more of like a matte look. But when I say it just makes the skin look smooth, like, oh, so smooth. So yeah, definitely keeping this. And the Danessa Myricks Serum Skin Tints, I have shades 8, 9, and 10. I bought shade 9. The brand sent me 8 and 10. Shade 10 is the shade that I do wear 100% of the time. This is like perfect for my skin type. Shade 9 I can wear too, but shade 9 is just like ever so slightly lighter. So I got this like June. Yeah, I got this in June. And so as the summer was going on, I was out in the summer more. I mean, out in the heat more. Shade 10 is better. But shade 9 I would wear in the wintertime. And then shade 8 I use if I want to use it as like a T-zone brightener, because they have correctors in the formula that will just like slightly correct the skin. So if I really want just like a very, very like a skin tint base, then I can go in with these 3, which I have done. Well, I'm going with 2 of them, either shades 8 and 9 or 8 and then 10. So yeah, keeping all 3. We have the Chanel, what is the name? This is the Healthy Glow Foundation, Hydration, and Longwear. I wear shade BD71. This is just a really beautiful natural foundation with a glow. That's exactly what it is. And I like it, so I'm keeping it. So the skin tints that I loved for summer of 2023, we have Serum Skin Tint by Danessa, MAC Face and Body, Hourglass Veil, Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua. I rode hard with all 4 of these skin tints. Summer of 2023 and then toward the end of the year. So I have shade 91 Caramel in this one. It's like a skin tint. It's really beautiful. I love Chanel foundations. Like, they are probably my favorite brand of foundation, I would have to say. Between NARS and Chanel and Tom Ford. Those are the 3 brands of foundations where, like, I have bought multiples of their foundations and I have enjoyed them all. So there, I am decluttering a couple of Chanel foundations just to show you really quickly. This is I think this is the older version of the Healthy Glow foundation. Yeah, this is the older version. So I've just had it longer than this one that I just showed you. So that's why I'm keeping this one and then decluttering this one. I'm decluttering the Le Beige Skin Tint. What is it called? Oh yeah, the Water Fresh one. So it's beautiful. I'm not saying that anything's wrong with it, but I don't use it. So that's why I'm going to declutter it. And I think that's it, because all the other Chanel ones I'm keeping. Yes. I think, yep, I'm keeping all the other ones. So yeah, highly recommend Chanel foundations just in general. Like, I think they're just amazing. Chanel. Chantecaille Future Skin, shade Banana, effortless gel formulation of a foundation, and it's beautiful. For sure, keeping this. And then we have the NARS. This is the Soft Matte Foundation, shade, oh, how do you pronounce this? Because y'all be correcting me on it. Cadiz? Because I think I was saying Cadiz before, so I think it's Cadiz. Forgive me if I said it incorrectly. I think it's Cadiz. But anywho, really beautiful foundation. This really reminds me, let me tell you who it reminds me of. The Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Foundation. These 2 remind me of each other, with NARS obviously being about half the price as the Tom Ford one. Maybe that's my justification for decluttering the Tom Ford and keeping the NARS. I can live with that. I can live with that. So I'm going to declutter this. I have decided I will declutter this because this is giving me the same finish. Like, it's a really beautiful soft matte finish, but it doesn't look overly matte. So if you have drier skin, I think if you prep your skin well, you could enjoy this formulation, and it's really, really beautiful. So we have the Bone Powders by Danessa Myricks. I have the Universal shade and then shades 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5. Those are all the shades that I have here. So keeping all of them, just to quickly run down how I use them. Universal shade, I'm obviously just using this when I just want to like prep the skin, but I don't, need the tinted version. And then shade 5 I use in my T-zone. And then shade 6 is what I use for like my actual foundation shade. Shade 7, I bronze with basically shade 7, 8, and the newer shade 8.5 is I can kind of bronze with this. This is not as, what am I trying to say? It shows up as slightly deeper on the skin, but it's not like as deep as I thought it would be, but it does work for like a slight bronze to the skin. So that's how I use them, and I really enjoy them. Obviously, I put them in the foundation category because I felt like it would just be easier to classify the product as like a base product. So keeping all of those. And then we have the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation. This is my favorite NARS foundation of all of them. Shade Cadiz as well. This is just really, really beautiful. It was one of my favorites of 2022, and I still enjoy this one, still wear this one. So definitely knew I was keeping this. Like I mentioned a little while ago, NARS is one of my favorite foundation brands. So I am decluttering a couple of NARS foundations just because I've had them for a long time. So Sheer Glow, absolutely love Sheer Glow, but the light reflecting one to me gives me a little bit more than Sheer Glow with like that same beautiful finish of Sheer Glow. So that's why I'm decluttering that. And then I'm decluttering the NARS skin tint. It's a beautiful radiant skin tint. It's not too dewy. It just leaves more of like a healthy glow. But because I love all of these other skin tints, this one just didn't get used. So that's why I'm decluttering this one. And I think that's it, because all of the other NARS foundations I'm keeping. Yep. So that's that. Haus Labs is a just beautiful foundation. I have the shade 340 medium cool. I have not heard one person talk about this foundation and not enjoy it. So it's just a beautiful, solid foundation. Definitely encourage you to check it out. Makeup Forever, the HD Skin Foundation, absolutely one of my favorites for sure. Shade 3Y46 is the one that I wear, and it's perfection for pictures and videos. So I typically like to wear this one, especially when I know I want to have some flawless skin in my pictures. And then let me tell you about this one. This is the Dior Capture Total Cell Energy Super Potent Serum Foundation. I wear the shade 4N. This is the perfect shade for like my winter shade. I wish they had a deeper shade. I mean, I could buy shade. I think the next shade is like 5W, but I'd have to mix it with this one for the summertime. But this is pretty expensive to be buying more than one, so I just make this one work. But when I say my skin looks like almost its best it's ever looked with this foundation, I bought this foundation at the top of 2022 or 2021. It was 2022. Every time I wore this foundation, y'all were like, what is on your face? What are you wearing? Your face looks amazing. Yo, this foundation is goals. Like, this is the face I want. Every time I put this on, I'm like, I want my face to look like this 24/7. The only drawback about this, I think there's only 12 shades of this foundation. So I really hope Dior expands this formulation. I mean, Dior does amazing with their foundation shades and other foundation formulas, but not with this one. But, yo, if you can get a shade, just try this one out. It's amazing. Amazing. Okay, the Chanel. This is the, what's the formal name of this one? The Camellia one, Red Camellia Revitalizing Foundation. I wear shade B70. And this is a really beautiful lighter coverage Chanel foundation. You guys heard me talk about my love for Chanel foundations at this point, so I really enjoy that one too. It's slightly deep, but I really enjoy it, so we're going to keep it. We have the Il Maquillage foundation. So this one is the After Party Next Gen Full Coverage Foundation. I wear shade 155. And then this one is the Woke Up Like This Flawless Base Foundation. And I wear shade 155 as well. So I tend to create content, add content for Il Maquillage. So that's why I'm keeping these foundations. Of the two, I definitely like the Woke Up Like This foundation better. This one for sure. This one I honestly don't really like the formulation too much because the coverage is kind of thick. It looks pretty on the skin, but it feels kind of heavy. So I don't wear this one personally. But I actually have worn this one like outside of creating content for it. This one's a good one. And then lastly, we have the Makeup Forever Powder Foundation. I wear the shade 3N54, and this is absolutely, for sure, the best powder foundation on the market, in my opinion. I love this. Could not put it down. Need to pick it back up because I haven't worn it in a while. But like, oh my gosh, it looks so flawless on the skin. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It does not look like powder on the skin at all, and that's why I love it. I do have the original Makeup Forever powder foundation. And I am decluttering it because this one I felt like it was just too heavy looking and too powdery looking. And even though the finish looked beautiful on the skin, I just didn't like how it felt. So I'm so glad that they reformulated it to that formulation because it's amazing. Okay, so I'm gonna keep the shade and illuminate. I'm sorry, I paid $154, I think, for this. I just cannot declutter it, but I'm gonna use it. I'm going to use it, okay? So we're gonna put that right there. So we're keeping 43 foundations. And then the Patrick Ta, I think what I wanna do is wear this one more time and then decide after I wear it. Cause I just watched my, someone commented on my video of me wearing this. And I watched it today and I was like, you know what? I haven't picked this one up in a while. I think I want to keep this one. So I'm keeping 44 foundations, technically 43 because like I said, this is not a foundation. I think we're doing pretty good for, you know, having 123. What y'all think? So, like I said, let me know how you feel about this style of declutter. Do you like this one better? Or would you prefer I go back to like my traditional one of where I just go through every one and tell you if I'm going to keep it or not? I'm very happy with this because I feel like now I can use these foundations more because it's not so many. And like, you know, I don't know about like actually finishing a foundation. I've never done that before. But maybe we could put like nice dents in these. So you guys let me know your thoughts. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you made it to this point in the video and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to consider subscribing and joining the Glam Girl Squad because we'd love to have you. And guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. And I really hope to see you in the very next video. Bye, guys.